Hey, John. Welcome, my friend. It is 5 a.m. for me. Probably 5 p.m. somewhere in the country. Somewhere not in the country, but somewhere in the world. Um, Welcome, whoever's here, whoever's going to end up here. Hey, Lucy.
I haven't been to the grocery store in over.
Sorry. Um, hey, Kat. Nice to see both of you this morning. Soul Stars, how are you? Soul Star says, Grannis Rising's beautiful sis stars and bro stars. Lucy says, Kat. Kat always gets an enthusiastic greeting wherever she goes. Kat says you're right on time. I appreciate that. You want to know why Kat gets an enthusiastic greeting wherever she goes? Because Kat continuously and consistently puts out love in the world. And so that becomes her welcome. You put out love, you're welcome in love. Here's the thing. There's always going to be an individual, key word, an individual, a seemingly individual, who might not resonate at this time. If you're putting out love, remember, love makes no demands. The most beautiful, let's bring this up. I got one quote already up that I wanted to read, but you know what? I can't read this enough. St. Paul's letter to the Corinthians. I won't read the whole thing. You guys heard me read it repeatedly over and over again. It's probably my favorite thing to read from the Bible. His description of love is just on point. Love is patient. Love is kind. It is not jealous. It is not pompous. It is not inflated. It is not rude. It does not seek its own interest. It is not quick-tempered. It does not brood over injury. It does not rejoice over wrongdoing, but rejoices with the truth. It bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things. Love never fails. I'm going to add something at the end from A Course in Miracles, that only love is real, and nothing unreal exists. Therein lies the peace of God. I wonder if we carried around that mantra in our head. If only love is real, anything that comes at me, anything that comes towards me, anything that I experience that is not love is an illusion. Doesn't mean that an illusion can't be painful. This desk is an illusion. It doesn't actually exist as a desk. Only when it's assembled and I put something on it does it become a desk. If I take that off, if I disassemble, unassemble, which one is it, guys? Help me out here. Then what is it? It's parts with the potentiality of a desk-like existence. But if I examine those parts through a nuclear atomic telescope wouldn't do it. I see that even these parts don't really exist. They're nothingness vibrating at a specific frequency. How can that be? Nothingness vibrating at a specific frequency to become a part that can become the potentiality of a desk. So anything that is not love, which is the potentiality itself, is an illusion. An illusion can certainly be painful as long as we are believing an illusion can be painful. Shift our beliefs. And where are we? Don't have an answer to that, because it's not my answer to give anyone. My only job, my only role, is to do my own work. Do my own work. And maybe while I'm doing my own work, I can be a bit of an example. Maybe through the failure of my own work, I can be an example of what not to do. Either way, hey, if it serves a purpose, I'm all for it. Hey, Lee, our good friend Lee is here. Lee is out in the world. Lee, I give you a lot of thought during the day. You serve as an example to keep seeking that balancing, to be the balancing. You see some trash? Don't worry about it. Is it yours? I didn't do it. I didn't put that down. Pick it up. Put it in the trash can. Thank you. Lee, thank you for all that you do. Well, I'm on the subject of thanking. Let me thank Lucy Warren. Little conversation with Lucy this morning. And I mentioned to her, and I believe this truly, she is an example. She is an example of what to be in the world. Authentically, beautifully, your own self with a message of healing, setting an example of, how to walk through the world. Big props, big love, Lucy Ward. She's going to be going live. She's sticking with her plan. Good for her. I hope to see you guys over there, even if it's just for a little bit to show some support for a friend. Who else deserves a shout out? You know who deserves a shout out? Our friend So Stars. Speaking of consistency, she just quietly does her stuff, sending out loves. I see her all over the place now. If you've encountered her in a live stream, someone else's live stream, then you realize that she's just a quiet presence of love in there, vibing, being herself. I absolutely love it. Let's see. Lisa says, I can forgive her if she comes around and says sorry, but until then, she will remain blocked. Here's the question, though, and I'm not saying you're wrong. How will you know if she comes around if she's blocked? By the way, I think probably um, for whatever reason she's not here either. Her own decision. Everyone's always welcome with me. Kat says, hello, friends. And Leah says, good morning, Yogi, in chat. It's good to see you. It's good to see you as well. Lucy says, yes, I think it's actually jealousy because she also does tarot. Lee says, Eric, I'd like to take time to thank you for bringing us peace and clarity and understanding. Thank you, North. Lee, thank you for that. You know what? I'm going to refer back to Gandhi, my favorite message, when he was asked about if he had a message to the world. This was after his release from one of his many stints being imprisoned, simply for wishing an independent India and doing so non-violently. Hey, Skits. And he said, my life is my message. So, guys, if you ever see me on a soapbox, feel free to knock me down and put me in my place. I just want my life to quietly be my message, to show up on YouTube and offer love, talk about forgiveness, and be kind. That's it. I don't want to get all sermony. Sermony. I might have just made that word up, but it's fitting. There's a reason why there's a Zen saying, if you see the Buddha on the road, kill him. Which sounds kind of violent, doesn't it? Oh, there you go. Lucy says she has my email. Gotcha. Yeah, and you're right. There's always a way, Lucy. There's always a way. Thank you for that reminder. So yeah, it sounds kind of violent. If you see the Buddha on the road, kill him. But what they're saying is, don't make an idol of the Buddha. Not even the Buddha. Don't, Wayne Dyer used to say, don't be a Buddhist, be a Buddha. Live your life in the manner of the Buddha. Don't be a Christian, be Christ-like. Practice the actual teachings of Jesus. Welcome the stranger. Forgive 7 times 70. Offer love. The spiritual path is so simple. Walk through life kindly. Hey, Grumpy. Nice to see you, my friend. Grumpy, I missed your last live stream. I apologize. Oh, wow. Sorry, Grumpy, I'm sorry to hear that. That's why I missed your live stream. Just emerging from COVID. As Lee says, full recovery, my friend. Lisa says, I still think she has good tarot skills. I don't want to diss that. Understood. Skit says, hey, Menendek, appreciate that. My friend, I'm glad you enjoyed it. It's awesome, Skits. Grumpy Sapper says he's getting there. Grumpy says I had to cancel my last live due to COVID. I'm sorry to hear that. I'm sorry for my sake, because I really enjoy your lives. It's a show. Two people put out excellent shows. Grumpy Sapper and um, Rich, the Cave. Lisa says, I can be patient and forgive people no matter how hard they are to handle. But if they block me, then it makes it hard. Yeah, it does make it hard. That's true. Hey, I heard Kat say something important this morning, as she always does. Hey, Foxy. Nice to see you. How much takes place in the mind? All of our drama takes place in our mind. Good news and bad news. Here's the good news. It also means all the healing takes place in our mind. All the healing. That means someone else who needs to be healed also takes place in our mind. So, as Lucy was saying, just, do what you do to protect yourself. But, as she said, she's patient and forgive. Eventually, who knows how long eventually actually is, people come around. Grumpy says, I've been bullied online. I can't imagine anyone wanting to bully Grumpy Sapper recently, and have recently lost over 100 subs due to lies. I stood up against the bully, and then the bully twisted it so that I was the bad guy. My head is held high. Keep doing you, Grumpy Sapper. You got a beautiful channel. Your message is all about just hanging out and having fun, enjoying life, enjoying each other's company, being kind. I've never, ever seen you be malicious or even slightly. I've never even seen you be impolite to anyone before. I'm sorry you went through that. Grumpy says, quite right, Erica, I'm drama free. Yeah, this is a message I've been giving a lot of people. Stay in your lane. Meaning there's going to be people, let's read one more thing. There's going to be people who, I'm going to read two more things. There's going to be people who try to take you out of your lane. All right, I'm going to read two things. First off, this is my first thing I wanted to read. Henry Neville, who was a Jesuit priest in New York City. He taught out of Columbia University, I believe. He used to get always upset. He was a prolific writer, but he would get upset. All the noise, living on a college campus as a teacher. They were interrupting his work, and he was doing serious work. He was doing God's work. He was listening, contemplating, meditating, and then translating that silence that he was given into words that other people could use to live their life. Very important mission, right? God's work. Guess what? Grumpy Sapper, making people smile, making people laugh, God's work. Lucy Warren, being an example of authentic beauty and positivity, God's work. Cat and Jack, Sissy being silent presences in people's live streams, offering places of healing in their own, God's work. People are going to come in and try to interrupt that. Here's what Henry Neville said. I have always been complaining that my work was constantly interrupted. Then I realized that the interruptions were my work. Hey, Runner Boy, the interruptions were my work. Meaning, being kind. It's always easy to be kind when things are going easy, right? It's always easy to be kind when you're kind to me. It's always easy to be kind when someone comes in and tells me what a glorious example of baldness I actually am. But other people come in and say, hey, it's wrong for you to be bald. I don't like it, and you should be otherwise, as if I had a choice. I could sit here and squint my eyes and concentrate on my forehead all day long. Not a single hair is going to pop up. And I have yogic powers. I just can't do it. Here's a miracle that I can perform. I can shift my perspective in an instant. Sometimes I don't always do it. I get caught up in my own stuff. But I do have that ability to work that miracle of shifting my perception, shifting my perspective, and forgiving, forgiving, forgiving. And when I forgive, it's never about the other, it's about setting myself free. It's funny, though, how others seem to shift as well when I do forgive. Not always and not immediately, but that's beyond my control. My control is shifting my own perspective and asking for that miracle. Hey, William, interruptions are my work. Let's read one more thing, and then, guys, I'm going to have to be taken off in a bit. I'm hoping for a beaver. Yesterday was a fox day, and it was awesome. This is a prayer attributed to Mother Teresa, but she didn't write it. It's written by Kent Keith, but she did a little work on it, and she hung it in her orphanage because she loved it so much. Grumpy Sapper. Lucy, this is for you. Hey, Vamps. Vamps is here. As well. So Grumpy Sapper, as well as Lucy, this is for you, but anyone else who just needs to hear these particular words. People are often unreasonable, illogical, and self-centered. Forgive them anyway. If you are kind, people may accuse you of selfish, ulterior motives. Be kind anyway. If you are successful, you will win some false friends and some true enemies. Succeed anyway. If you are honest and frank, people may cheat you. Be honest and frank anyway. What you spend years building, someone could destroy overnight. Build anyway. If you find serenity and happiness, they may be jealous. Be happy anyway. The good you do today, people will often forget tomorrow. Do good anyway. Give the world the best that you have, and it may never be enough. Give the best you've got anyway. You see, in the final analysis, it is between you and God. It is never between you and them anyway. Keep it between you and God. Don't worry about the details. All right, let's get caught up with you guys. Grumpy says nobody is bald, they just have more face to wash. That's a lot of effort, guys. And you know what? I wash my face before I go live stream. Has any single one of you thanked me for my effort? It's not easy keeping this real estate clean. I could be up here, I could be making some serious money on YouTube by renting this out as real estate property, advertising to people. Imagine that. Imagine if I showed up on my next live stream and I have a commercial advertisement on my forehead for Extends. Silser says I made the mistake of sharing my email publicly, and uninvited made a game. And uninvited made it a game. Wow. I've done that before. I've never gotten any bad results, but I've done that before. As a matter of fact, I think probably William warned me not to do that. William always had my back on the technical stuff on YouTube. Redeemer, hey Redeemer, how are you? Nice to see you. Speaking of messages, Serving My Redeemer has a beautiful and wonderful message that he's living it. And I love that. He's living it. It matters not what you thought to be, but that and what you are. Beautifully said. Denise says hi to Serving. Grumpy says, can you send me the link to this or put it in the chat, please? Yes. No, I can't. Because it would just come up as my channel. Here's what I'm going to do. Hey, here's also what I can do. If you Google that, Do it anyway, Mother Teresa. And what I like is the American Scientific Affiliation version of it. But you'll find it. Here's what I'm going to do, though. I'm going to put it up. I'm going to post it in my community page or whatever it's called. Does that make sense? Keeping it to God, huh? Simply as I have been led to believe. No point ever in voicing anything for myself. Duly noted. What do you mean? Basically, William, it is about discovering your Dharma and then keeping to it. Don't allow yourself to be distracted. We really only have one job only. The job is to forgive. Everything else is given to us. If we stay on point. Skit says, much love, everyone. Have a wonderful start to your week. Thank you, Skits. You too. I don't want to get, pushy, demanding. It would be a pretty wonderful start to my week if I saw a beaver beavering around my pond. Bab says, hi to William Hart. William says, I hope you had like how I have spent 4 weeks trying to do anything with my parents, and they break every agreement with me. Yeah, William, I know it's been tough for you. Keep turning the focus back to healing your own mind, as hard as that is. To paraphrase Course in Miracles, do not seek to. Thank you, Sniper. Sniper's been a member for 6 months. Sniper's been a member of the channel for 6 months, but he's been a friend for well over a year now. And it's much appreciated. Forgot what I was going to say. Sorry, guys. Sorry, William. I was going to say something to you particularly. The Course says, I'm going to paraphrase, do not seek to change the world. Seek to change your perception of the world. Seek to change how you see the world. Do not seek to change your parents. Seek to change your perspective of your parents. That's what asking for a miracle is all about. Can I see this differently? Can I see my parents differently? I'm holding up one little piece of the infinite perspective puzzle. And I'm saying, wow, this little puzzle, this little piece looks exactly like whatever the puzzle actually is. But we can't get the whole picture from a piece. We ask to change our perspective. Hey, Signature. How are you? My friend Signature drops a link. Sniper says hi to everyone. Hey, we'll be there. I'm going to do my best to be there, Signature. I always try to get to your premieres when I'm able to. William says, it's good to see you, Goldie. I was just asking Eric if you had heard from me recently. How are you doing? Actually, I had a wonderful call. I love my conversations with Goldie. Thank you for dropping the link, Signature. William says, I'm going to heal my own mind. I'm moving out. I don't care if I got to make it anywhere near where I want to go. If I can make it to Kentucky or Tennessee, so be it. And then what, though, William? You can heal wherever you are. I find, though, let's you and I talk about this, William. Everyone says, Eric, my dad has every day off for the past 4 weeks and has progressively invested less and less and becoming standoffish. But that's still an out of focus, William. It's still saying that I want them to be different instead of I want to see them differently. It's a subtle shift. Kat says, you just saved me a bunch of typing, Yogi. I was about to type that. My life was full of anger and hatred. And at one point, until I had a change of perspective, I find that so completely fascinating that Kat was full of anger and hatred. Um, Man, we need to we need to talk, you and I, just you and and I need you up on the live stream whenever you're able. I never want to be pushy with you, Kat. I never want to demand more of your time because you give so much. So, but I find that I keep, you know, wanting you up and talking. Um, for one, because I just love being with you, and two, again, I just find it fascinating that I just can't imagine such a loving person having being full of anger and hatred. So that healing that took place is phenomenal. Hey, Mohammed, my friend, how are you? Wonderful to see you. Everyone says I don't want to live somewhere. I am so. But what if you weren't, William? Hey, Skeeter. I never want to seem like I'm dismissing your experience and what you're going through, and I'm sorry if it sounds that way. I like how the cat said it very nicely. William, that's very hurtful. I know my dad stopped contact with me when my mom died, but it's knowing my own stuff, not me personally. Hey, you want to know something? I've mentioned before that I had a contentious relationship through my entire life with my mom. My mom suffered from undiagnosed depression until late in life. Um, and I was often the brunt of that. I always knew my mom loved me, more or less. I didn't think she liked me. So living with someone that you didn't think liked you, constantly disappointed in you, never being quite enough, and never knowing why you weren't enough. Spending an entire lifetime wondering why am I not enough, and how that reflected in so many of my other relationships. Um, because I would enter into relationships already knowing I wasn't enough for them. To this day, if a relationship ends, it's always I just wasn't enough. I couldn't offer them enough. I couldn't be enough. To this very day, when my mom began suffering from Alzheimer's, and she was stripped of the pretense of being a mom, of having expectations of me. All that was taken away. And she was revealed in all of her innocence who she really was. Most loving person you could ever imagine. Through her Alzheimer's, she finally saw me. Through her Alzheimer's, I finally saw her. I'm so sorry it took a disease that robbed her of so much, so many memories, for her and I to come to that healing. Don't wait. Heal yourself now. Don't be concerned with who and what other people do, William. As Kat says, their own stuff. That's not your responsibility. Your responsibility is to love regardless of whatever stuff they bring to the relationship. Regardless. Hey, Miss Flipper. Isn't the whole idea that relationships should be about what people get from them enough a fallacy? I think so, Miss Flipper. I think so. Welcome, my friend. Just live for myself and be happy, but it's impossible. I wrote about this morning at the wonderful suggestion of Cat and Jack. It is impossible to live for yourself. Eventually, you find there is no self that you're living for, but you've isolated, kept people aside, even when you think that you wish to heal. This is your opportunity to heal where you are, where you are, where you find yourself. You are not at your parents' house by accident, my friend. Says, love my best friend, Cat and Jack. How are you? Miss Pippa says, I don't think it's a either or equation. What do you mean? I don't think anything's ever an either or equation. Sissy says, I share a similar story with my mom involving cerebral aneurysm. She was my biggest competitor until she had an aneurysm rupture. Now we get along better. Sometimes I wonder if we can get to that point before something physically shifts. Can we avoid that? I don't know. I don't have an answer to that, that's for sure. William says, I am done. Muhammad says, I can't imagine my life without my mother. I am 47-year-old and I still need her and her tenderness. I tell you what, every single moment of my waking day and in many of my dreams, I miss my father's presence. I miss the certainty and security of knowing my dad had my back. And then having that removed physically is hurtful. But when I can make that shift and know that now it's always, brings me back. Sepa says, bitterness ferments in the stagnant pools of unspoken resentment, poisoning the well of kinship. As always, Sniper offers us a beautiful, beautiful, lyrical perspective. Hey, Muhammad, may you have years and years and decades of experiencing the tenderness and the care and the love of your mother, my friend. And you know what? Here's my experience from Muhammad. Here's my experience from Muhammad's mother. She's often in the background, and she is extending that same care to other people. Muhammad often says, my mother says hi. My mother sends her love. I appreciate that so much from both of you, Muhammad. Miss Pippa says, meaning relationships aren't about what people get from them, but also what you can get from yourself. Yes, agreed, 100%. Kat says, William, I love you. I do too, Kat. Lucy says I have to get ready for my live later. Unicorn vibes, everyone. Thank you, Lucy. We'll be on the lookout for you. Hey, Ann. Supper says, brotherly love, William Hart. All right. Anna said, greetings, Eric and chat. Greetings to you, Ann. Let's go out. I'm hearing the birds, the dawn chorus, the singing the day into existence. That means they're calling me too. Muhammad says, my mom says, I'm your mom too, Kat. You're not alone. Simple says, William Hart, I've said that phrase, I'm done, many times over, seeing it's only a passing moment. We could almost make a mantra. I'm done, I am, I'm done, I am, I'm done, I am, a continuous rebirth. As my friend Robert Saltzman says, each moment is a once upon. Agape Omni love to you as well, Soul Stars. I'll be on the lookout for your energetic reading for the day. Lisa is taking time to thank each and every one for the chat. Have a great day. Today, whatever you do, I wish you all peace. You as well, my friend. Rose says, I gave endless at the extent of myself and have nothing for myself. What else is there to give but my life? At the end is just a new beginning. Agreed. Once upon, once upon. Soulstar says it's already posted. All right. Thank you. I got it up. I'm going to make, after my walk, before I work out, I'm going to make some tea and I'm going to watch. I come for the message, I stay for the voice. Or maybe I come for the voice and stay for the message. It works both ways. Redeemer says, Mondays are fun days, my one and only run day. Running in the race to win. TGIF equals today's God is first. I love that. Thank you, Redeemer. William. So much still seems to be in outer focus. It also says, always stay in wellness and never goodbye. Only see you later. Hey, Fishing and Hunting Outdoors says, good morning, Eric. Good morning. Nice to see you, my friend. We're wrapping things up. I'm heading outside. I will be doing some hunting with my camera. Man, yesterday I spent some. Here's my own, guys, my own little irritation with the world. Early morning. Perfect opportunity. I'm filming a fox who is hunting. I think it was a frog. It could have been a mouse, though. Getting ever closer, ever closer. I'm getting in these great shots, but I'm still getting closer and knowing I got better shots. And I hear these really loud steps behind me, stomping on the ground. And I hear voices, and this is early in the morning, and they're laughing and they're shouting. Runners. And I've been a runner for my entire life. And they get fairly close behind me on the path, and one of them yells, "Hey, what are you looking at?" Is it good? You getting some good shots? Which of course caused the fox to run away. Which immediately had me thinking, well, I was filming a fox that I had been hoping to get. But instead, I smiled and said, it's a fox. But that little irritant, still present. Remember, Henry Nouveau, interruption is our work. It was an important reminder to me. One of the reasons why I brought it up today. Remember, he got so irritated. All these kids interrupting his work. The interruptions is our work. And it's all inner work. Every bit of it is inner work. Can I see this differently? And guess what? You can. I promise you. We're all waiting for that pounce shot. Yeah, we are. Miss Whipper says that happened to me. Muhammad says, I pray to God to prolong my mother's life and to grant her as much life as I do because she is everything in this world. Joining you in prayers. Muhammad, joining you in prayers, my friend. The best prayer that I will say all day. And it's sending lots of love to you as well, my friend. Right back to you. Muhammad says, my mother says, I am your mother, and you will find a warm embrace for all the times. And I say to her, mother, you have many children in this world. She does, Muhammad. And thank you so much for sharing her. Kat says, I'm glad you have a little hemo after you, Yogi. Not a complete saint yet. Not even close. But here's the thing. Had that woman not yelled at me, had I not been interrupted, I would not have thought of that quote by Henry Nouveau, and I would not have thought, can I change my perspective? Can I see this not as an interruption, but as my work? Can I be kind? And then come here this morning with a different perspective and offer it out for whatever it's worth to whoever needs to hear it, including myself. It's all we're going to hear. Our own voice reflected back to us infinitely so. Guys, Speaking of my own voice being reflected back, I love you. See you more later.